CBS 42 Storm Track Severe Weather Update.
All right, everyone, thanks for joining us. Breaking overnight, Nate makes landfall again in Biloxi, Mississippi as a Category 1 hurricane. Now, we can now report it has been downgraded to a tropical storm, and those bands continue to move into Alabama. Hello, everyone. I'm Alex Finney. We are going to continue tracking this storm for you. The Storm Track weather team is continuing to follow the storm's path. They're actually in the Weather Center right now. We have Nate Harrington and Ashley Gann joining us with an update on where this storm sits right now and where it's going. Hey, guys.
Good morning, and thanks, Alex. You're absolutely right. This storm has now been downgraded to a tropical storm. The eye of that storm just to the northwest of Mobile Bay as we speak. So we're going to continue tracking it. I'll track the current, kind of what we're seeing right now. Nate will let us know what we can expect as we move through the day. So if you're waking up with us on this early Sunday morning, here's a look at that rainfall. Significant rainfall along the panhandle of Florida through central and the southern portions of Alabama. And this is lifting to the north. We have heavy banding of showers from Andalusia up towards Interstate 65. If you're familiar with the geography of South Alabama, this is going to be around Greenville, from Greenville all the way up towards Montgomery, and that's going to be lifting up into central Alabama. Here's what we're looking at. We're periodically seeing some heavier bands of rain as they lift to the north, but right now, light rain from Birmingham down towards Tuscaloosa, a bit of more moderate showers just to the north of Demopolis through Utah over towards Marion and Perry County. You've got Bibb County and Clanton seeing some of that moderate rainfall, and then a little gap as you move up towards 20 from Birmingham over towards Anniston, and then another batch of heavy rain just moving to the north of Gadsden. We'll continue tracking the wet weather. It's going to be a soggy morning across all of central Alabama. The rain and the intensity will only be picking up. Wind speeds right now, I would say breezy at best, but near the center of circulation upwards of 30 miles per hour. So we could continue to see that as this storm system bears north, but it is slowing down, so that is going to have some impacts on us as well. We also have our weather alert unit in the field this morning. Joining us live this morning, Storm Track meteorologist Sarah Canty from that weather unit to show us a little bit more. Good morning, Sarah. What are you seeing right now?
Good morning, Ashley. So right now we are right outside of Georgiana. We're on Interstate 65 heading towards Greenville. You showed it on radar, the heavy bands of rain and the pockets of heavy rain that we're seeing, and that is exactly what we are seeing outside. This is our camera on top of the weather alert unit where you can see a constant stream of heavy rain. Now this has night vision on the camera, which makes it able to see the road. So I give props to Scott right now, who is driving us, because this is his view. Not a great view at all. Just heavy rain ponding on the roads. We do have a flash flood warning in effect for this area of South Alabama right now and all around that area of circulation, because it is just a constant stream of water with this storm. Our weather alert unit, the rain gauge on top of it has measured about 4¼ inches, but that is a total for today, and we were down on the Gulf all yesterday, so that does factor in that. But in the past hour, we have 3/4 inch of rain. So that just shows you how heavy it is coming down right now, and that is all lifting up to the north, guys.
Thank you so much, Sarah, and that's great information there too as well, so really appreciate that. Stay safe on the roadways this morning, and thank you for your coverage down there in South Alabama. Again, this is about where, so just south of Montgomery is where Sarah is right now with our weather alert unit, and continue tracking that. As she mentioned, the rate of rain, it can be very intense. We haven't even hit the most intense part in central Alabama yet, so the rain we've already seen plus the additional wet weather that's to come is really going to add on to this flash flooding potential. To tell us a little bit more about what we've seen down south and also what we can kind of see ahead, now we'll switch it over to Storm Track meteorologist Nate Harrington in the Weather Center. Nate.
Actually, right now we'll go over to Alex, who's got some video out of Biloxi, and also some video from our sister station down in WKRG as well. Alex.
Absolutely. And you know what, guys, we are, like Ashley and Nate have been saying, we have been tracking this since yesterday. Our Sarah Canty has been out there in the element, as well as reporters as well. Let's get to some video that's coming into our newsroom right now from Mississippi and South Alabama. Hurricane Nate made landfall near Biloxi, Mississippi around midnight Saturday. The main impacts for the Gulf Coast will be storm surge flooding. We know heavy rain, which could result in flash flooding and those strong winds that Sarah was just talking about. Most will see winds at 40 to 50 miles per hour, while those closer to the center of Nate will have winds at 60 to 70 miles per hour with higher wind gusts. Guys, this is definitely not something you want to play with. We know the outer rain bands of Nate extend east into Florida and Georgia and north into central Alabama. With Nate moving to the north at 20 miles per hour, the storm should arrive in the southern counties of central Alabama by 8 to 9 a.m. We, of course, are going to continue to keep our eye on that and give you precise timing on that. But the northern counties by 10 to 11 a.m. We can expect some heavy rain and gusty winds as well, upwards of 30 to 40 miles per hour at some times. This, along with the saturated ground, you're seeing it right here in this video. It could be enough to drop trees. Of course, we have those power lines, down power lines, we know, extremely dangerous, which then in turn could result in power outages. We also have the risk for some severe weather, including tornadoes, that our Storm Track weather team is monitoring very closely as well. We also need to be vigilant overnight and through tomorrow morning. Now, team coverage continues this morning as we track Tropical Storm Nate. I'm going to send it over now, actually, to Storm Track meteorologist Nate Harrington. Nate, I'm going to let you take this over to give us a little bit of an update as to what we have right now.
Yeah, Ashley gave us what's going on right now. Let's talk about what Nate is going to do here in the future. We've got a very sophisticated look at what Nate most likely will do through the National Hurricane Center track, and also a high-resolution model called the HRRR, which basically takes all the most recent data and gives us a model output of where Nate might go. So let's go ahead and take it over to the weather wall right now, and or maybe we'll just keep it right here and I'll just show you this. So this is the center of Nate, like we said, just in southern Mississippi. All right. As Nate moves to the north, so these rain bands, these outer rain bands that we're expecting to move north into central Alabama here in the next several hours. With these, we could get some heavy rain and also the chance for a few spin-up tornadoes as well. So this is something we'll have to keep in mind through the early morning hours. As the center gets into central Alabama, most likely around noon to 1 o'clock, and let's go ahead and go a little bit forward here. From noon to 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, this is when the heaviest of the weather moves into central Alabama, right around Birmingham. By lunchtime, shortly thereafter, things will deteriorate. Anywhere from 20 to 30 mile per hour winds with some higher gusts in central Alabama, and also the chance for some spin-up tornadoes is possible. As we go through the rest of the afternoon and into the evening hours, Nate moves out pretty quickly. By 6, 7 o'clock, the center of Nate is in Tennessee. We'll just see some lingering rainfall, and that will be about it. But the winds will be the main culprit. By tomorrow, or actually by this morning, I should say, we could see tropical storm force winds anywhere from 35 to 40 miles per hour down to the south. Folks in Bibb County, Chilton County could see those tropical storm force winds. And then throughout the rest of the morning, anywhere between I-65 and the Alabama-Georgia state line, tropical storm force winds 35 to 40 miles per hour through the late morning and early afternoon. But you see East Alabama basically spared, pretty calm in that direction. Sunday afternoon into the evening hours, things start to calm down, but still the highest concentration of the strongest winds will be in East Alabama. And then everything starts to calm down by dinner time and shortly thereafter. We still will have to deal with some breezy conditions late tonight and early on Monday, but Nate will be long gone by that time. So that's obviously some good news. Obviously, things will change very quickly as the storm moves to the north. Alex, back over to you.
All right, Nate, thank you so much. We are going to continue tracking this storm throughout the morning. Just reiterating what Nate and Ashley have been saying, even though this has downgraded from a hurricane to a tropical storm, still very dangerous conditions. Be aware of that. Allow us to take the vehicle for you and take you and navigate you through all of this. Stay with CBS 42 for the latest updates. And as always, don't forget, you can always stay up to date with the Storm Track weather team by downloading the CBS 42 Storm Track weather app. Also, stay peeled to all of our social media platforms. We're updating you there by the minute. I'm Alex Finney. We're going to be back in a little bit with an update.
This has been a CBS 42 Storm Track Severe Weather Update.